It was big fun and big runs on Saturday night with a 17-0 win for the home team. And what will Jorge Polanco, Byron Buxton, and the Twins do for an encore today? Well, when they come to the ballpark today, they're still in a very good spot. Just one game behind the Yankees for the top wild card spot, and still leading the Angels by a game and a half, the Orioles by 2.5, and these Royals by 4.5 in those wild card standings. It's a sun splash Sunday afternoon in downtown Minneapolis. Game 3 between Kansas City and Minnesota. And Twins baseball on Fox Sports North is presented by State Farm. Welcome inside Target Field. Should be a great day for baseball, an important game for both these teams. And the Twins come to the park with hot bats, just like the weather, feeling awfully good. Last night they had 14 hits, 2 triples, 2 home runs, and that franchise record for most lopsided win in a shutout with that 17 runs on the board. It was their second most in a game this year for the Minnesota Twins, but it's been nearly a month now of steady offense for this baseball team. Game in, game out, this team is producing. They're finding offense top to bottom in that order, and we thought it'd be a great day to go in the clubhouse and hear from the hitting coach, James Rowson, on what's working.
These guys, man, they're just putting it together, man. There's a great chemistry in this room. They pick each other up game after game, at bat to at bat. It's just been good. It's been about moving in line. If one guy doesn't get it done, the next guy takes it on. I'm going to pick up the team. I'm going to pick up the last guy. And they kind of keep it rolling. And when they put these quality at bats together, one after another, good things are happening for us.
Are you one of those guys in baseball that believes hitting can be truly contagious?
Without a doubt. It's a mindset, and it's the way the group comes together. And right now our group is coming together. They believe in one another. The way they kind of back each other up in this clubhouse, it's a special clubhouse. And what's happening on the field is a result of these guys having that type of chemistry.
And the chemistry's bearing the big numbers since August the 4th. Nobody better in baseball. 6.7 runs per game. Home runs, they're second with 53. Check out the batting average with runners in scoring position. A gaudy 303. They're doing everything right now in the batter's box. Fun team to watch. We'll see if they can support their ace who takes the mound today when we come back. Dick Kramer and LaTroy Hawkins with how Urban Santana has been able to be so consistently good for the Minnesota Twins.
4th is presented by Toyota. The national clearance event is going on now. Toyota, let's go places. By CenturyLink, connecting you to the power of the digital world. And by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us. It feels like summertime today, but the Twins are focused on fall October baseball. Final game of the homestand with Kansas City taking on the Minnesota Twins, and former Royal Ervin Santana hoping to carry the success he had in August into September, facing right-hander Ian Kennedy, who's been struggling as of late for the Kansas City Royals. And we welcome you to Target Field. Dick Bremer and LaTroy Hawkins. It's been a good homestand for the Minnesota Twins. The Twins trying to make it a great homestand, and they have their most consistent starting pitcher, Ervin Santana, going today.
Yes, I like to call Ervin Mr. Consistency, because when he goes out there, he's always on point. You know, we talk about what's going to make him successful, his fastball command, and commanding that fastball on the inside of the plate, because these Royal hitters are very aggressive. And if you can keep that ball off the sweet spot, he should have a great day like Kyle Gibson had yesterday. And his slider, it's one thing about it. When it goes side to side, it's not very good. But when he gets that downward tilt, his slider is pretty much unhittable. And that's what makes Ervin Santana who he is, because he's consistently in the strike zone. And he belongs in the very short list of ace-type starting pitchers for the American League. We've got Corey Kluber, you've got Chris Sale, and you've got Ervin Santana, whose numbers are right up there with the best of the best in the American League. It's a 4-1 homestand so far for the Minnesota Twins. They'd like to go 5-1 before they open up on the road tomorrow in St. Petersburg. Got him. 8 razor-sharp innings for Ervin Santana. Got him. Breaking ball, got him. Beautiful pitch.
Oh,
got
beautiful.
It. What an inning for Ervin Santana. Fresh off a really good month of August, Ervin Santana was 3-0 with a 2.95 ERA in August. And now the veteran hoping to get his September off on the right foot here against the Kansas City Royals. The Twins 19-8 in the last 27 games, second best record in the major leagues, and it has been a good homestand at 4-1, and they'll try to make it 5-1 and head off onto the road with some momentum.
Well, they can continue to play well like they played the last 5 weeks, and don't see any reason with Santana being on the mound today, that we can have a repeat of yesterday. I mean, not run 17 runs, but a good win, because he's going to go out there and be consistent and give his team a chance to win a ball game and actually win the series.
Ed Yost, first manager with the Brewers, of course, went to the World Series in back-to-back years with the Royals. They have fallen back after a good July. They had a terrible August, and we'll see what September brings for the Royals on September 3rd. Here's the Menards batting order for Kansas City. Whit Merrifield, Lorenzo Cain, Melky Cabrera, Eric Hosmer, Salvador Perez, Mike Moustakas, Paulo Orlando, Brandon Moss, and Alcides Escobar. Santana's been awfully good, and you will rely, of course, if you're a contending team, on your veterans to kind of lead the way, and he's done that. The pitching side, the rest of the rotation has stabilized itself from what it was in the first half of the year. But you look at that opponent batting average. When you only give up a .219 opponent batting average and you don't walk a lot of people, you should win a lot of ball games, and Santana has. He's looking for his 15th win of the season here this afternoon. Northland Ford defense for the Twins. Eddie Rosario, Byron Buxton, Max Kepler in the outfield. Eduardo Escobar, Jorge Polanco, Brian Dozier, Joe Mauer in the infield, and Chris Jimenez back behind the plate. Marty Foster calling balls and strikes. Mike Malinsky, Mark Wagner, Mike Winters. Should mention Jimenez catching again here this afternoon. But before the game, the Twins activated Jason Castro, so they do have some catching depth that they did not have last night. Castro coming off the 7-day concussion list. Down and away, ball one.
It was nice to have Castro back, like you said, because then it's not a problem when Garver and Jimenez are in the lineup at the same time, because they have somebody else on the bench that catches.
To center, and Buxton with the catch, one away. And it'll bring up Lorenzo Cain. We've talked about the Twins defense, and there were some question marks coming out of spring training, but I think it's fair to say that the 7 guys out there, I'm not counting the catcher, Jimenez or Castro, whoever it is, and not the pitcher, but all 7 of the guys out there, and this is kind of an abstract sentiment, I guess, they want the ball hit to them. If you're a plus defender, part of it is you want the ball hit where you can make a play. We certainly see that in the outfield, and I think with Escobar filling in for Sano, we've seen that throughout the infield as well.
Well, we've seen this team play fundamentally sound, like we're used to seeing Minnesota Twin teams play prior to last year. So this is not surprising. This is what, when you leave this organization, people talk to you about, well, what do you guys do? We play defense, and this team has embraced that.
Cain with a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Cain on a long list of potential free agents, and at this point they will all become free agents. Doesn't mean they won't re-sign with Kansas City, but this is Kansas City's last trip here to Minnesota this year, and when they return next year, they may have a different look. They may have a different first baseman, a different center fielder, a different shortstop, a different third baseman. This one to the gap in left center. Rosario cutting across, making the catch in the gap. He had to retreat a little bit. He didn't take the most direct route, but his athleticism got him there, 2 away.
You're right about that, Richard. He didn't take the most direct route, but he turned on the burners and got to where he needed to be in a hurry.
Two down, a couple of outfield flies, and that'll bring up Melky Cabrera.
Santana loved that right there. Nothing better than standing on that mound and you see guys just going all out on every play for you.
Down low, ball one. Last night Twins had a lot of fun winning 17-0, and for Kansas City it was more misery. Last week they had 3 lopsided shutouts. 12-0, 12-0, and 17-0. Buxton with the catch. 3 fly ball outs and a shutout first for Santana. Friday, trying to go 5-1 on the homestand. Earlier, of course, the 3-game sweep over the White Sox. The Menards batting order for the homestand finale. Brian Dozier playing probably the best ball of his professional career. That might be getting lost to some degree. Joe Mauer hitting over 300. Then Polanco, Rosario, Buxton, Kepler, Escobar, Jimenez, and Nico Goodrum getting the start in the DH spot for the Twins. Facing Ian Kennedy, who, as they say, is running on fumes these days. One of the reasons the Royals ran someone out there last night in his first major league start is they wanted to give Kennedy and Jason Vargas an extra day of rest. Kennedy, if the Royals had stayed on turn, would have pitched last night, but he really has been struggling. We'll see how the Twins fare against him here today. There's a strike on the outside corner.
Well, the extra day this time of year, especially for a guy that started, going into September with, 26, 27 starts, it's not a bad thing.
Twins have handled Kennedy pretty well. Dozier pops the pitch up into short center. Kane coming in. And Dozier retired, one away. Northland Ford defense for the Royals. They're pretty good, as usual. In the outfield, Melky Cabrera, Lorenzo Cain, and Paulo Orlando. In the infield, Moustakas, Escobar, Merrifield, and Hosmer. And Salvador Perez, caught last night. Caught the whole game, and he's back in there again this afternoon. 60 errors on the year for Kansas City. One down. Here's Joe Mauer. Sharply hit. What a snag by Merrifield. And Mauer's hitting everything on the button. And Merrifield took a hit away with a fine play on his backhand side. Joe got 4 hits last night, and he jumped on the first pitch and smoked it.
Fastball right down the middle, and Joe's been swinging the bat extremely well. He was able to hit that ball on the screws, and Whit Merrifield made a great play to get him out at first base.
So 2 quick outs, and Jorge Polanco, the batter. Kennedy's only thrown 3 pitches. They've all been strikes, and Polanco takes a strike on the outside corner. Polanco hitting 3rd, 4th. Something that would have been unfathomable in July when he was struggling. 1-1. And as much as Irvin Santana might be sorry to see the month of August go, Ian Kennedy couldn't turn the calendar quick enough. He had a miserable August.
Ian's 4-3 with a 4.30 ERA on the road this season, and hadn't had a win since July 26th against Detroit.
6 starts in August, and he threw a total of 26 in a 3rd innings. That ought to tell you. You can probably guess what the other numbers are like when you make 6 starts and only cover 26 in a 3rd innings. The rest of the numbers are pretty ugly. 40 hits, 28 earned runs. 2-2 to Polanco.
That's a tough month.
That's down the line. And Cabrera runs out of room. Hasn't completed 5 innings in his last 3 starts. Two and 2 to Jorge Polanco. Hoping to get Rosario to the plate here in the 1st inning.
See if he's going to go with something off speed right here. 2-2 to Polanco.
Outside. We're talking about Santana, Irvin, and how he had a wonderful August. There aren't too many Twins. I can't think of any that were eager for August to end. It was a great month for the team, and pretty much everybody on the roster, no more so offensively than Polanco. And another foul, 3-2. But in September, the The stage gets a little bit bigger. The lights are a little bit brighter. The pressure a little more intense.
All those things. But as you look at the game on Friday night, they lost a close one. They were down. They came back, just couldn't finish it there at the end.
That's chipped to left center field. And caught on the backhand side. It was Cabrera that caught it, I believe, for the third out.
Soup with the scoop from the clubhouse. We'll start with Nico Goodrum, who is the DH today. Said he hasn't done it in the minors this year, mostly a position player, but he did do it a lot, guys, in the winter. Had a hurt arm, had to be a DH, doesn't mind it. Said he's going to get in the cage, going to get on the bike, he's going to stay loose throughout this game. Speaking of staying loose, better news on the Miguel Sano front. Paul Mauder had a conversation in the weight room with him today, had a little pep in his step. He's making some progress. He won't be on the road trip, but Paul Mauder expects when they get back, they could get some really good news there. And Dylan G, who took the loss in the first game of this series, back to the bullpen. Paul Mauder said that's where he can do what he does best. He said he took him out of that rhythm, loved the starts that he got from him, specifically the wins, but thinks he's a better fit, guys, in the bullpen next time through the rotation.
Thank you, Kevin. Aaron Slaggers, who came up, pitched a wonderful ball game in a brief call-up, will be into the starting rotation on Wednesday. Eric Hosmer taking ball one from Irvin Santana. And now a strike 1-1. Hosmer, Perez, and Moustakas in the second. And to touch back with Kevin's note on Miguel Sano and how there's been improvement now and he will not be on the road. But I think the hope is that if a hurdle has been crossed, that the recovery will be rather rapid. This one popped up weakly towards short. Polanco is there for the catch. And the hope, although not stated, I think is inferred that if he stays home, gets his rehab in, gets some work, takes some swings, I mean, he hasn't been able to do even that, then sometime in the next homestand, perhaps Sano would be able to rejoin the lineup. Now just imagine with what we've seen from guys who we didn't think would be middle of the order hitters, guys like Polanco, how long this lineup is going to be if they can get Miguel Sano hitting back in the middle of it.
Well, anytime that you have one of your big boppers on the DL and they finally start doing baseball activities again, that's always a plus. And you know, they hadn't missed him terribly this disabled list stint because you have so many guys have stepped up and produced at a large rate. But you know what, once they get him back, it'd be good to have him back, just because he at any time he can go up there and change a ball game with one swing.
That he's not on the road trip will not disappoint the Kansas City Royals. He's absolutely wrecked the Royals pitching staff this year. 1-1. to Perez, and a foul. Sano kidding around in the dugout, and he will miss being with the team. And Lanning Tucker, the trainer who stays back and rehabs players here at Target Field, will have an interesting challenge on his hands, trying to keep Sano subdued. There's the walking boot that he still has to wear.
Well, you're talking about missing the big fella. The offense has averaged 7.4 runs since he's been out of the lineup.
1-2. Strikeout of Perez. 2 down.
Elevated fastball right there from Santana. Perez wasn't able to catch up to it. It's a good pitch right here, right where the catcher had his glove. Santana drilled a fastball just up. Perez wasn't able to catch up to it.
And now Moustakas hit his 36th home run of the year here on Friday night. That ties the club mark for home runs in a season. First pitch fouled back. Hit hard, but foul. 0-2. We've talked off and on over the years about the comparisons between Hosmer / Moustakas and Herbeck / Gaetti, and with impending free agency for both to continue the comparison, eventually Gary Gaetti had to leave. Kent Herbeck stayed, and it might play out that way for the Royals, with one of them staying and the other one going. Up and in, 1-2.
Well, you know, when it comes to free agency, and you just can't keep everyone. You would love to. The fans want you to keep every guy that came up through the organization, who helped, you know, get to a World Series, helped you win a World Series. But this day and age, so many other teams have so much money out there that it's hard to keep all those guys together.
Popped up. Mauer tracking it on the warning track and reaching and unable to make the play. Had to reach into the crowd. And everybody appears to be okay, including the guy with the infant who ended up with the baseball and nothing worse.
Well, the good thing is we knew it was the most important thing to him right then. It wasn't the baseball. He held on to his son.
1-2 to Moustakas. And now 2-2. There is still market size inequality in baseball, or inequity. The Yankees might be able to retain all their free agents, but teams like the Twins and the Royals and the Indians can't. You know, and then seems like every team has at least one bad contract that they have to endure. And in the case of the Angels, for instance, Josh Hamilton finally is going to come off the books next year. That's one of the reasons they went out and got Justin Upton and his contract. Upton may opt out of it, but if he stays, they'll have the money to pay a productive player, because they were paying an unproductive player an awful lot of money.
You're right. He's unproductive. Wasn't even in the state.
2-2.
But, you know, it remains to be seen whether Justin Upton, you know, opts out of his contract to enter free agency again. And hopefully, if he does do that, his experience with free agents will be a lot better than it was the last time, because, you know, he didn't get a lot of offers his last free agency.
Busted bat and a roller to short. Polanco has it. And a pair of 1, 2, 3 innings for Ervin Santana.
will go to Detroit. When it's going your way, it's going your way. And the Indians, the hottest team in baseball. Here's a drive by Jose Ramirez in the first. Watch this one more time. I've got it. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no. Mikey Matuk, what are you doing? The ball's on the wall. It's going to be a double, and he pushes it over the wall. 21st home run of the season. Nice assist by the Tiger left fielder. Indians have won 10 in a row. They're up 4-1 on their way to 11 in a row. When you're getting breaks like that, guys, might just be your September.
Here's a drive off the bat of Rosario. Hauled in short of the track by Kane. That ball was tagged, and Kane was able to track it down one away. Yeah, the Indians and the Tigers going in opposite directions. The way the Indians are playing, you wonder whether they're going to lose a game the rest of the year, and the way the Tigers are playing, you wonder if they're going to win one the rest of the year.
Well, they've been depleted of all their veteran leadership and productivity with Verlander and Upton gone. It's going to be a tough go, but he looked like he was playing the tip drill that you do in basketball practice with that ball.
Here's Buxton, 3 hits in his return to the lineup, and he takes strike 1. Buxton with a triple, an infield hit, and a hot ground ball that skipped through the hole on the left side of the infield. And strike 2 is called on the outside corner.
So far, Ian Kennedy hadn't looked like the guy who hadn't won a game against the Twins this year and hadn't pitched well against them either.
That was on a strike. And Buxton takes 1 and 2. 4 outs by Kennedy. 2 of them have been hit right on the button. Remember, Mauer smashed his ground ball, and Merrifield made a nice play. Rosario smoked that pitch that he saw from Kennedy. 1 and 2 to Buxton. Hit him, and Buxton's legs will go to first base. So Buxton at first. Kennedy will pitch from the stretch with at least one eye on Buxton.
Hard fastball in. Just got Buxton right there on the bicep. Got 2 for the price of 1.
Yeah, got his catcher too. Here's Max Kepler. 3 for 9 with a home run against Ian Kennedy. I got this guy going off today. So mark it down.
Kepler?
Kepler's going to have a good day today.
Alrighty. I'm going to pick Nico Goodrum.
Okay.
It's kind of odd that neither one of us picked the guys who have been hot for the last 5 weeks.
Buxton bluffs. The pitch is up. Perez springing out of his crouch, but in reality they'd be the perfect guys to take because that's the way the last 5 weeks or so have gone for the Twins. Every night, every day, somebody new steps in and has a big game. Last night, Escobar with 11 total bases.
Wow.
In 3 hits.
Home run from each side of the plate, right? No, he went oppo from the left side.
Right.
Yep.
Strike called, and it's 1-1. Escobar on deck as the Twins try to strike early as they did last night. 4 runs in the first, 6 runs in the second inning last night. Fouled away, and that Buxton hasn't tried for second base is because of the guy behind the plate. Pitcher's done a nice job with a quick delivery to home, but Perez still very, very tough to run on.
Yeah, Perez throws the ball extremely well, and when you have a guy like Ian Kennedy that gets the ball to him pretty fast, that increases the chances of him throwing guys out.
Up high, 2-2.
I had a Gulf Coast League coach, Jim Lemon, and he used to always tell us, "Can't no living man outrun a baseball."
Well, if anybody can, it's the guy at first base, right?
Jim Lemon said, "Can't no living man outrun a baseball," and he didn't use man.
2-2 to Kepler, and Buxton back. Byron's been outstanding in stealing bases this year. See if he takes off here. 24 out of 25.
It's not too shabby.
That I would venture to say that a couple of times he's outrun the baseball to steal at that high a rate. Kepler to left. And that hangs in the air for Cabrera, and now we'll see if Buxton tries to steal with 2 outs. And Escobar at the plate. I want to pass along a happy 87th birthday to Betty Sorensen. Big time Twins fan celebrating number 87 today. So we'll celebrate in your honor, Betty, here at Target Field.
Go to victory.
Quite a night last night for Escobar. Started with a triple to right center field. Then he hit a home run to right center field. Then he went oppo from the left side of the plate for his 14th home run of the year.
With Buxton speed, he's definitely a guy you don't want to forget that he's at first base. So Ian's trying to keep him close.
Pulled foul, 1 strike. Oh, and 1 to the Twins' third baseman.
Torrey Hunter just texted me and said Escobar is his pick to click today.
Oh, is that right? Was he called a Mighty Mouse? Outside, and it's 1-1.
I wonder if Torrey's just saying that because he had 11 total bases yesterday. 2 bombs and a triple.
Mm-hmm. 1-1. Ground ball to second. Easy play from Merrifield. And a couple of hitless, scoreless innings for the 2 starting pitchers. To Chris Jimenez, who was part of a nice 4-way discussion Tim Lautner had with the 3 Twins catchers, Jason Castro, Chris Jimenez, and Mitch Garver. And Tim, nice enough to be in the booth here for
what's up, guys?
For a half inning or an inning, however long this goes. We made note of the fact that Salvador Perez caught the whole game last night for the Royals back out there That was a little more common back in your day than it is these days.
Salvi, I think, is an exception.
Yeah.
He's a guy that wants to play every day. So I am surprised to see him out here, a day game after a night game, in the effort that he put forward for his ball club last night when everybody else was coming off the field. But he loves to be back there. You got to give him some credit. He loves to be behind the plate.
Paulo Orlando takes strike one. Watched your segment. It was fascinating to watch you guys. I noticed you didn't shake hands. It's true what they say about catchers, isn't it? That if they shake hands, it takes 5 minutes to untangle the fingers. That are all...
That hurts, Dick. Come on. We solved all the problems.
Did you really?
And,
okay.
We had everything covered, and as Anthony and I were heading up to the set, we passed Ken Herbeck downstairs in the hallway, and Anthony said that we were going to have a segment on, all four of us, and Ken Herbeck called us a rock pile, LaTroy. That hurts a little bit. We got feelings too, you know.
Tools of ignorance.
Oh, see how it is.
Aren't you glad you showed
See how
up
you
now?
guys are.
What made you a catcher? I mean, you played, little league, youth baseball,
easy.
and all that.
Were you the frumpy guy?
No, well, yeah, that was part of it. But the reality was, and this is gonna. It's not necessarily directed at you, LaTroy.
It's okay.
But I got to the point late in my high school career where I didn't want to be a pitcher anymore. That was the big part of it.
Really?
Yeah, I did not want to pitch. I'd had some arm problems as a senior. We all pitched. We all played all different positions, and shortstops and outfield and infield. And sometimes Terry Steinbach is a great example. He didn't start catching until AA for the Oakland A's.
Why do you suppose there is such a shortage of catching now? I mean, scouts, general managers, they all talk about how, to get somebody to catch in the big leagues, you've got to convert somebody from a different position. Kids don't grow up catching, from a young age all the way into college or, into the professional ranks.
I think it's a hard position, but I also think that it's an unsung position. Let's face it, everybody today wants to pitch. They want to be a shortstop. They want to be maybe a center fielder, a first baseman. When you take a look at who their idols are, and you take a look at the guys out on the field, everybody wants to be Joe Mauer. There was an influx when Joe was behind the plate of kids that wanted to be a catcher. But now everybody wants to be a first baseman like Joe. Everybody wants to be a center fielder like Byron, and it's a kind of an unsung position.
Catching is not an easy position.
No, it's not.
It's tough. It's brutal on the body, and you have to worry about knowing every pitcher, knowing what makes them tick. Always know what's their best pitch on that any given day, and then you have to worry about getting hits yourself and worry about keeping other guys from getting hits.
Finally, a ground ball to short, and a long Orlando at bat is finished. 7 up, 7 down.
I like the fact, fellas, that in our youth baseball programs now, they rotate the kids through all the positions, and even as late as the kids getting into their teens, we are not going to be position specific. We're going to have these kids go out onto the field. We're going to give them an opportunity to pitch. We're going to give them an opportunity to play the outfield positions, the infield positions, and oh, by the way, you're going to put the gear on and go behind the plate. And I think it's a great thing for these kids to try all the positions, to not be position specific at a young age. To give every opportunity, and for me, the big part of it from a catching standpoint is that maybe there's a young kid there that will go behind the plate who didn't think he could, and when he did, he realizes that, hey, there is something that I can do that I didn't think I could do, and for a coach, I can't think of anything better.
And when I talk to the kids, I always tell them, when I ask them, what position do you play? Oh, I'm a shortstop. I get more joy when I play everywhere.
Exactly.
I play everywhere.
You got it.
You get to experience the game from so many different viewpoints when you're playing first base, second base, third base, outfield, behind the home plate, pitching. You get to see the game from so many different angles that, then you can say, okay, well, later on in your career, you know what? It's a good chance I'll be a catcher. I might be a first base.
And then the next question is, can you hit? Oh, yeah, I can hit.
Batter is Alcides Escobar. First hit of the game coming off the bat of Brandon Moss, and Escobar takes down and in, ball 1.
So, Tim, when I saw you talking with the catchers, I put my headset on because I wanted to listen, because I thought it was like the coolest setting. You talking with all the catchers, and I got on and I hit the talk back button, and I said, you know what? I would like to do something like that with the bullpen guy.
You have
Just
to,
a powwow.
You have to.
Cool.
You have to. They're good boys. They're good kids. And just because there's some generational skips in there doesn't mean that you don't have something in common. And there's a common bond. You know that you have a common bond with every one of those guys sitting down in that bullpen, LaTroy. And there's a common bond with the guys that have put the gear on and gone behind the plate and caught a major league game, caught a game at any level for that matter. There's a common bond there, and to have an opportunity to sit down and explore a little bit of that, it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun, you know what I mean?
Up the line, a fair ball. Escobar looks at second, throws low. Man, is that guy got a soft glove at first base. 2 down, and Moss moves to second base. Short throw by Escobar, but Mauer was able to softly catch the first hop. Is there any way, Tim, that his skills as a catcher could somehow have translated to his ability defensively at first?
Skills, yes, but it's a completely different position, and I think Joe found that out when he moved over there. Just because I was behind the plate and had some athleticism to play behind the plate doesn't mean that I could go over and play first base like Ken Herbeck. There's just no way. I caddied for him on a number of occasions when there was a tough lefty on the mound.
Right.
But to play the position like he did, and there was no way. And I think Joe found out that there were some things that he was going to have to learn, and there were some he had to get to a comfort level over there, which he did. He's been playing, and we've said it, we've been saying it for a long time now. He's been playing at a Gold Glove level, and Joe would be, what, the 3rd guy ever in Major League Baseball to receive Gold Gloves at 2 different positions, and he's so deserving. The way he's played first base has been nothing short of spectacular. Wouldn't you like to have him as your first baseman, LaTroy? He'd be picking everything over there.
I had a pretty good one, Doug McCavic.
I know you did.
Good one.
Mine was good too.
A pretty good one.
Mine was good too.
So I can't just say I'm going to change who I had because I had a pretty good one. But you know what? Having Joe Mauer as a teammate is a plus. I don't care who you are.
Boy, is he playing some good baseball right now?
Yes, he is. I mean, he's playing at a very high level, and every time we talk about him, I always talk about he's healthy. He's not hurt. He's rested. Molly's done a great job keeping him on the field by giving him days off here and there. And when you're getting up in age, and we said Mauer's not old at 34, but in baseball world, you know, he is. So, you know, when you start to get fatigued like that, that's when you start to break down. If you can keep that guy from getting fatigued, you can keep him on the field.
Interesting situation last night. Here's Santana and Jimenez embracing each other.
See how the pitchers and catchers get along? That's just so nice to see.
I don't think you ever did that with Bert, though, did you? Put your arm around him?
I do now.
Maybe his neck or his throat.
I do now because I have to. But
interesting situation developed last night. Mauer was 4 for 4 after the 4th inning, and Paul said, well, you know, we got a chance to make some history here. You know, you get a 5-hit game perhaps, and Joe said, well, I've done that 5 times before. So the negotiating was, look, if you take me out now, can I play first base? And Paul said, well, that's a solution for everybody, because Joe wanted to play first base. He didn't want to DH today. They had talked about that, DHing him today. And so the negotiating was, look, take me out now. I'll be happy to come out now, and then I'll play first base tomorrow, and that'll open up the DH spot.
Compromising. I like it.
Yeah. An open dialogue with a veteran.
I don't
player.
remember anybody making deals like that with Tom Kelly, but it might have happened.
Right.
But
2-1. Off the end of the bat. Escobar's got a charge. Fire on the run. Got him.
Nice.
A good play by Eduardo Escobar to strand Moss at second base. Now the Royals may take a look at this. Are they considering challenging this? Didn't look like it was that close.
It wasn't close at all.
And Kennedy taking the mound there, not going to challenge. And Santana leaves the runner at second base. By State Farm, here to help life go right with the home and auto protection you deserve. Our thanks to Tim Laudner for stopping by for a half inning. Beautiful Sunday afternoon. Does feel like summertime, doesn't it, LaTroy? I mean, here we are in September, but kind of warm and muggy a little bit. Jimenez takes a strike.
Pretty good weather here in early September.
Jimenez, Nico Goodrum, and Brian Dozier to hit against Kennedy in the third.
Kennedy, 8 batters faced, 7 first pitch strikes.
And only 26 pitches thrown. Both teams have been putting the ball in play early in the count. 1-1 to Jimenez. On the ground, quite a few hops over to Moustakas. And Hosmer showing you why he's won Gold Gloves over there. 1 down. That'll bring up Nico Goodrum. 0 for 2. He's a switch hitter. In terms of minor league development, is it fair to call him a late bloomer, a late developer?
You can say that.
He's pretty encouraged with what they've seen from him this year in the minor leagues.
He's a very good athlete, and I think he put himself in a position to become a major leaguer because he wasn't just relegated to one position. He figured out that if I play multiple positions, I have a better shot at getting to the big leagues and good chance staying, because you can play multiple positions.
Guy that you played with at the big league level, and I'm sure in the minor leagues too. Denny Hawking did that, right? Denny was an infielder by trade, and there were times when he was up here, he was the best outfielder the Twins
played all
had.
over.
Yeah. There's Adrianza, and he's found himself in left field as he's tried to expand his flexibility. 2-0 to Goodrum.
And Denny Hawking was drafted as a catcher.
Was he really?
Hawk Daddy was drafted as a catcher in like the 50th round.
Yeah, I knew it was 56th round or something like that, but I didn't know it was as a catcher.
Yep.
2-1 to Nico Goodrum. And now 2-2. In his 2 at-bats last night, he fell behind 0-2 and then put the ball in play and made outs. And here this afternoon, Kennedy starts him 2-0. And now the count is even. Swung on, missed, a strikeout for out number 2. First strikeout for Ian Kennedy. Stretch it out at Target Field. Yoga Night's coming up Wednesday. The event features a 1-hour on-the-field yoga class taught by Core Power. The event tickets include a Twins branded yoga mat, Twins game tickets, and a donation to the Twins Community Fund. You can get your tickets today at twinsbaseball.com/yoga. 2 down. Here's Brian Dozier. He popped up to short center his first time up. Twins looking for their first hit after scoring 17 runs last night. It was the biggest, most lopsided shutout win in Twins history.
And we called that game.
We were there.
We were there.
Strike 2 to Dozier. Twins will play their final series of the year against Kansas City next weekend. They've got a 4-game series starting on Thursday. 0-2. 1-2. After the game today, the Twins fly to St. Petersburg. Royals go to Detroit. And then they will meet each other again for the last series starting Thursday night at Kauffman Stadium. Popped up. Hosmer tracking it. And he makes the catch, and the Twins go down 1-2-3 in the third. This game before the 4th inning. Our Sanford Health injury report. Josh Harrison had a nice season going, made the All-Star team, but his season is done with a left hand fracture hit by a pitch last night against the Reds. Lorenzo Cain will lead off the 4th, and Melky Cabrera and Eric Hosmer. Cain hit a line drive to the gap in left center, hauled in by Rosario in the 1st inning.
Santana 41 total pitches, 27 strikes, 10 batters faced, 5 first pitch strikes.
Off the plate, ball 1.
I was just sitting here looking at our minor league reports, and I looked at all the wins we have in the minor leagues this year. They've done a great job. 748 wins against 305 losses.
And if things break right, every level of the Twins organization will get to postseason play, including the big league club. Now 3-0 to Lorenzo Cain.
That would be pretty impressive.
Wouldn't that be something? Rochester, I think, has a 1-game lead in the wild card in the International League with 2 games to play.
Right, they're 79-61, and they're 8 games back.
Yeah. 3-0 to Lorenzo Cain. That's what Santana does here. Down the middle of strike.
Chattanooga, they're 40 games over 500 at 89-49. Miracle, Doug Minkiewicz, he's gotten those boys playing right there, 75-60. Cedar Rapids.
Dozier can't flag it down. Cain's aboard with the 2nd Kansas City hit. Yeah, my man Tommy Watkins is doing a nice job at Cedar Rapids.
Yep. They're 75-63.
Cain aboard, and that'll bring up Melky Cabrera. Cabrera dealt from the White Sox to the Royals. Pretty good history against Irvin Santana. Irvin got him on a fly ball to center his first time up. Squaring. Santana probably chuckling about that as Cabrera takes strike 1. Irvin Santana 1-1, 4.38 ERA in 2 prior starts against Kansas City. He'll obviously make this start and another one next weekend in Kansas City. Really important game for the Royals. They need to, as cold as they've been, they need a similar hot streak to reemerge as a wild card contender. 2 games below 500. That's not going to get it done. Right off the end of the bat. And Escobar barehands it, tried to anyway. And Cabrera with a spinner that stayed in the grass. If it had hit the edge of the grass, it might have spun foul. 1st and 2nd, nobody out.
And Cabrera can't do anything but smile because that ball had so much spin on it. Like a nice slider right there that he pulled off on and just hit it right off the end of the bat, and the ball just started spinning.
Hey, I wanted to ask you about that. You talked in the pregame about Santana's slider and how important it is to have tilt on it, more of a downward break. How do you do that? Is that just a matter of staying on top of the ball with your arm angle, or how do you do that? Sounds like something every pitcher would want to do to keep it from, moving laterally and actually getting it to break down.
It's about, I'll tell you like this. We were talking with Joe Nathan the other day.
Right.
And I was talking about his slider and Brad Lidge's slider. If everyone threw sliders like those guys and Santana, the game wouldn't be fair, because that's the way. I mean, it doesn't. It's a gift. I don't know if it's something that you can do. I tried it. I couldn't get that ball to go straight down, but I could throw my slider at 86 to 90 miles an hour, going from left to right with a little tilt. But if you can get that ball going straight down, and hitters ask you, what was that, a split finger or something like that? That's a really good slider.
That seems to be the acid test when you've got one of those and it looks like a splitter. And the first one I ever saw, Blue Jays had a really good right-handed pitcher, Juan Guzman, and his slider broke straight down, almost like he was throwing a Jack Morris splitter. 2-0 to Hosmer. Things getting a little serious here in this 4th inning with runners at first and second, nobody out, and a hitter's count to Hosmer. And another 3-0 count, second one this inning.
Good fastball right there by Santana. He didn't get the call to run the count 3-0. My grandma was watching Pedro Martinez pitch a few years ago, and I was upstairs. She called me, "Troy, come here." And I was like, "Why you can't throw that pitch like that guy on TV's throwing?" I said, "Grandma, if it was that easy, baseball wouldn't be any fun, because pitchers would completely dominate." She was talking about his changeup.
On the ground into right field, a base hit. Kepler charges. Kane being waved around. Kepler's throw comes through, but not in time. And the Royals with 3 singles, with Santana falling behind hitters. And Kansas City has the game's first run. Lorenzo Cain can still cover ground. He was flying around third base.
Fastball down, not a bad pitch. And the hitter's count, was able to shoot that ball out to right field, and Kepler made a good throw, but like Richard said, Locaine can still move.
Hard ground ball, and if it had been hit at Dozier, it's a double play, and the inning might be completely different. But instead, Perez comes up with 2 on, nobody out, and a run already in. Just missing the outside corner. And Irvin's not missing by much, but he is missing, and he's falling behind a lot of hitters here in the 4th inning.
Look at that slider right there, and it's very similar to the slider that the umpire gave Ian Kennedy a couple innings ago. Just off the plate.
And that hits the inside corner, 1-1.
That nice slider. We talked about that downward tilt, just off the plate, 85 miles an hour. That's more of a strike 3 slider.
That's hit a long way foul, and it's 1-2.
You're pitching Perez in right there, and you're getting that ball close to his body, where when he does make contact, it's impossible for him to keep that ball fair.
He struck out Perez on a fastball just off the outside corner back in the 2nd inning. And he could use another strikeout right here.
You go back in right here, or you throw that slider down in a way, try to get him to chase.
He wouldn't chase, and it's 2-2.
You see, on a pitch like that, it's not hard to get a guy to chase, but when a guy recognized the pitch out of your hand very early, and that pitch was a ball out of Santana's hand, and Perez wasn't offering at it.
Four singles for the Royals, 3 of them to start this 4th inning. Popped up and out of play.
Nice catch by our fan right there. Caught it against his body. That doesn't play too well in football.
Paul Molitor looking at notes. See if Santana can get Perez to hit a ground ball at somebody. Checked his swing. 3-2.
Another 2-2 slider right here from Santana. Yeah, he swung.
He swung?
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
The bat head went past the plate.
So what? His wrist didn't break. That wasn't.
We're not talking about the wrist. We're always talking about the bat head. What are you talking about? The bat head.
3-2 to Perez.
I look at like fastballs in when guys come in, they dive in, and then because the bat head, the wrist didn't break, the bat head went past the plate.
Fouled back.
Oh, that was almost us, Richard.
Just over our heads. You're ready today. That's the second time you've clapped your hands like you want the ball.
Well, that one was right at me.
Been a long inning for Irvin Santana, and he still doesn't have an out. His last 4 outs have come on ground balls.
You sure need one of those right now.
but the last 3 hits have been ground balls as well.
8 pitches in the first, 17 in the second, 16 in the third, 18 in the fourth so far. He still has some work to do.
There's a ground ball to Escobar. And the double play. Mauer keeping a foot on the bag. There had to have been some temptation to run to the bag and get Cabrera forced there, but Escobar went around the horn and the Twins get a big double play. Cabrera advancing to third base.
It was a good slider right there. Jimenez set up inside, wanted the inside cutter, and he was able to get him to get around that ball and get a ground ball over to Escobar to start the 5-4-3 double play.
Moustakas at the plate, and Jimenez and Santana want to talk it over here. 2 bases are open, and struggling Paulo Orlando is the on deck hitter. So we'll see whether Moustakas gets anything at all to hit here. It's a 1-0 ball game. And not only is Orlando a right-handed batter, Moustakas is a left-handed batter, but one of them went to the All-Star game and the other one spent most of the season in Omaha. Went after him with a 93-mile-per-hour fastball, and Moustakas fouled it straight back and stalks out of the batter's box. I think he thought he should have done something with that pitch that he didn't do.
Well, that was a good fastball right there, and he had a good swing at it. Sometimes, you know, take a good swing and you just foul that ball off like he did.
Inside 1-1.
If you look at Santana and look at Bartolo when they're pitching, it's like no situation gets them rattled. Same heartbeat, same rhythm.
Inside with another mid-90s fastball.
You know that song that Osuna comes out to, the closer for the Toronto Blue Jays, No Panic?
Mm-hmm.
That's Santana and Bartolo, No Panic.
Two and one to Mike Moustakas. Same spot. High fastballs, all 4 of them. 3 of them inside, and it's 3-1.
Well, you got the base open right here. There's no need to give him something he can do some damage on when you have, you know, the right-hander on deck in Orlando.
And I don't know that Santana is the least bit disturbed that Moustakas is drawing a walk here. First and third, 2 away. And before Orlando stands in for join Fox Sports North and the Wild for the breakaway 10K, 5K, and 1 mile run coming up Saturday, September 16th, benefiting the Herb Brooks Foundation. All participants receive a medal and are qualified to win 2 suite tickets for the Wild Stars preseason game September 30th. For details, visit foxsportsnorth.com/events. Here is Orlando. On the ground, hit right to Dozier. 3 singles and a walk, and the Royals get 1 run out of it. You're watching Twins baseball presented by State Farm. Far, Mauer got 4 hits last night. Nothing new for him. Mauer with 28 4-hit games. That's our State Farm 4-hit game combination for today. And it's probably not surprising that all 4 of those guys won at least one batting championship in the American League. Kirby won 1, Rod Carew won 7, Joe Mauer with 3, Tony Oliva with 3. Mauer smoked the ball his first time up. Whit Merrifield made a fine play, fielding a hard smash on one hop on the backhand side and threw him out in the first inning. Saw Joe go after the first pitch in that inning. That's a big part of it too, LaTroy. You were talking about Joe being healthy, and that's why his average is over 300. But I think right now he's playing with hitting with as much confidence as he's ever had, even in his batting championship years. Jumping on that first pitch from Kennedy in the first inning, unlike Joe, but he smashed it because I think he's feeling really, really good at the plate.
He's feeling really, really good all around. You know, healthy, and you know, everything is going right. I mean, he looks like the old Joe Mauer, and when he's healthy and right, this is what we have become to expect of him.
Fouled away, and it's 1-2. 4 balls, and he barreled all 4 of them.
That sounds good right there. 4 for 4 with a double, 2 RBIs. Look at that. It even sounds good. Just listen to it. Hitting the ball exactly where it's pitched. You want to pitch me outside, I take you to left field. You want to pitch me inside, I turn on it.
Pounded foul at the plate off his foot. And the count remains 1-2. Now on the other side of things, Kennedy, who has really struggled in his last 6 starts, hasn't completed 5 innings in his last 3 starts, has held the Twins hitless through 3 innings so far here this afternoon. Maybe the extra day of rest
that could definitely be it.
Paid off for him, at least in the early going. Let's see what the Twins do the second time through the batting order. 1-2 to Mauer. Up high, 2-2. Polanco and Rosario will follow, and then the Twins hope a few more. What a gorgeous day. Weather's been awfully good in this homestand. Weather won't matter in St. Petersburg because we've got the luxury of playing indoors there, I guess.
Get to stay at the lovely Renaissance Vinoy Hotel.
Yep. And it's not haunted. I don't care what you say.
I don't believe in ghosts and all that stuff. I'm sorry. I don't. It's like they said the Pfister in Milwaukee is haunted.
Right.
Whatever. Just say you're scared because it's an old hotel. Just say that. Say, oh, I saw a ghost, or they moved my lamp. I heard somebody in my bathroom. Somebody turned on my water.
Well, now you're getting me scared.
Don't be scared.
2-2. To center, down for a hit. What an at bat. Again, every time he makes contact, it's with the barrel of the bat. And he's aboard with the first Twins hit, leading off the 4th inning.
Safe to say, fastball right down the middle. He's locked in.
I asked Paul Molitor this morning what he's seen from Joe. Been his manager now for 3 years, was a bench coach the year before that. And he just says he's using the whole field. He's healthy. And he thinks the prospect of getting back into postseason play has really reinvigorated Joe after getting accustomed to that for years and suffering through the misery of last year. Here's a fly to left field in the corner. And Melky Cabrera fighting the sun a little bit, but he stays with it. Polanco gone on 1 pitch. That'll bring up Rosario. Seen a lot of Twins hitters do that with Kennedy, realizing that he likes to get ahead with that fastball, strike 1. Go ahead and jump on it. Rosario did, and he lined it to Kane his first time up. Rosario drove one toward the bullpen, but Kane was able to track it down. Taken low, ball 1. Oakland started the day 4.5 games better ahead of the Royals in the standings. Driven hard to center. This has got a little more loft, but Kane tracks this down. Mauer's got to retouch second and scramble back to first. And he'll be doubled off. A great play by Kane, making the catch right in front of the bullpen and doubling up Mauer, who thought that ball had at least the left center field fence. Some well hit balls again here in the fourth, but Kennedy faces just 3 men. Mountain Dew fans of the game enjoying a beautiful Sunday afternoon for many of the kids. Their last weekend before school starts. Royals with a 1-0 lead. Brandon Moss will lead off the 5th against Irvin Santana, who'd like to have an easier time of it than he had in the 4th. This one lifted short left field, and Escobar retreating and making the catch one away. I was glad to get your reaction at the end of the bottom of the 4th inning, because I thought both of Rosario's balls that he hit to essentially the same part of the field, I thought they were both in the bullpen when they left home plate. It had that sound. He really crushed both balls, but Kane was able to catch them both.
Yeah, he hit those balls well, and we weren't the only ones that thought he hit that ball
Unfortunately,
well.
yeah.
Man.
Rosario just teed off on 2 Ian Kennedy pitches, and Kane has tracked them both down. There's Escobar. And there's a strike over the inside corner. Might be one of those days. I don't know why it would be, but the ball maybe not carrying so much here today. Kane hit a ball in the first inning toward the gap, and Rosario was able to track it down.
There's that sound we talked about.
But Kane right there, you could realize that he was tracking and was going to make the catch. Joe had rounded the bag by about 30 feet. You can still see where he slammed on the brakes. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2. Then he had to retouch second and ended up being doubled off.
After a long 4th inning, it was nice to see Santana get a first pitch out and get ahead of this second guy in Escobar.
Foul away. Angels have jumped on the Rangers early, 2-0 last night. Got to the car just in time to listen to C.J. Cron tie the game with 2 outs in the 9th. The Angels went on to beat the Rangers. Second game in a row where the Angels have come back late to beat Texas. 1 and 2 to Alcides Escobar. You big believer in karma, baseball karma?
Not at all.
Okay.
I know where you're heading with this.
Okay. Well, you're from down there. You're from down in the Dallas area.
Well, I'm from Gary, Indiana.
Okay.
219 area code.
You currently live down there in the Dallas area.
The last 17 years. Yes.
1 and 2. What was the response there with the Rangers' refusal to switch the series with the Astros?
From my neighbors, it wasn't. They wasn't too happy about it. But I look at it this way, Richard.
Poke foul.
It didn't need to happen anyway because they played at home. They played at home.
Home was in St. Petersburg.
Well, their second series they went home. Their second series they're playing at home.
Right. Well, if you believe in baseball karma, and I know you don't, but if any of our viewers believe in baseball karma, maybe the Rangers are getting what they deserve and losing some games late. I just thought that was really bad on the part of the Rangers. And I've got friends in that organization. My friends aren't the ones who made the decision, obviously, but 2-2 to Escobar.
Well, I have the utmost respect for John Daniels.
Yes. And
Josh Boyd, his assistant GM, and they made a decision.
That'll end that at bat. Fine, hit a line drive. I'll catch it. 2 away.
Work that magic.
Escobar kept hanging around with 2 strikes, and finally he squared one up, but right back to the pitcher. Two down, and now Whit Merrifield. Merrifield with a fly to center and a ground ball to third. Might have gotten that right in the palm of the glove. So he might feel that for a while. That's to left off the end of the bat, and that'll die in front of Rosario for a 2-out hit. The 5th single for the Royals against Irvin Santana. Let's get caught up. The Royals with the only run of the game so far.
Hosmer right there with a 3-1 fastball. He was able to knock Locane in for the first run of the game and the only run of this game. Ian Kennedy hadn't fared too well this year against the Twins. 4 innings, 1 hit, and a nice slider right there to Nico Goodrum for the punch out.
Kane with a single leading off the 4th inning. He came around to score the lone run of the game. He also lined out to left field, so he's had a couple of good swings against Santana. Bounced foul.
It's kind of funny. You talk about baseball karma, but you talk about the baseball gods and coming off a 17-run output last night, and we're in the 5th inning right now, and Twins hadn't scored yet.
If anything, though, to be fair, they've hit the ball harder than the Royals have. Well, they have.
It's not how hard you hit it. It's where you hit it.
Well, I know
not how hard you hit it. It's where you hit it.
Well, Cabrera hits one right off the end of that bat that's almost dies before Cabrera or Escobar can try to pick it up. Rosario's hit 2 balls right on the button for outs.
Richard, I like you a lot better when the Twins are winning. Because when they're not winning,
I'm just stating facts. Put yourself in Irvin Santana's shoes. He pitched his tail off to keep the damage to just 1 run in the 4th inning, but he's behind 1-0.
I'm going to put myself in Santana's shoes because I've been there before. I'm going to tell you, he's saying, you know what? I'm going to keep them at 1 because I know my team's going to score some runs.
Right.
That's his mindset right now.
And they will.
I'm just going to do my job.
They will score runs because they're hitting the ball harder than the Royals are. 2 strikes. That's to the right field corner, twisting foul.
We talk about that slider in pregame, how we want that downward tilt, and you can see Locane reach for that ball, and he really can't get to it because it's moving away from him and down. I'd like to see Santana run a good fastball in on his hands. Down over swing.
Runner goes and the pitch foul back.
Oh, the slider right there was just able to get just a piece of it. Who's coming in today the loading dock, and the lady was like, "Didn't you just come in?" I was like, "No." And then I said, "Well, maybe you got me mistaken with Torrey Hunter." I was like, "But Torrey's not here." So after I got past, I started thinking. I was like, "She mistaken me for Locaine."
Oh.
That's what she did.
Okay. 0-2.
Now he's going back inside. Get it in there, Santana.
Check swing foul, and that took a piece of Jimenez. '81 pitches already for Irvin. Might be a 6-inning outing for him at this rate.
They're making him work.
Escobar had a long battle with Santana after the second strike, and now Kane battling. Closer play at first, but Merrifield's back.
And it helps that he had that first pitch, that one pitch out to lead off the inning from Brandon Moss.
Merrifield goes, they pitch out, and they got it. Jimenez caught the pitch in the left-handed batter's box. Pitch outs are so rare these days, but they picked a good time to pitch out on a 2-2 pitch, or an 0-2 pitch rather, and Merrifield was dead meat.
Day. It's a great day to be in the winner's circle for the Minnesota State Lottery. 100 scratch-off tickets. Jim and Leah are here. Best sign I've seen all day. Bright pink, and yes, LaTroy, this is the kind of respect you're getting out here. This isn't Circle Me Bert today, it's Circle Me LaTroy. Jim, you worked hard on this sign. You went and found the pink paper. Leah put it together. A little love to Grandma, who never misses a game, right?
Yep.
Now, how about LaTroy Hawkins? What type of pitcher was he in your eyes?
Great.
He was a gamer. It is short and sweet, guys. This is to the point. They want to get the big money. They're taking home 100 scratch-off tickets. Pink sign, LaTroy love. Can't go wrong here, boys.
All right.
Checks in the mail.
Byron Buxton with a 1-0 count. Shows bunt, takes ball 2. Now we should mention to our viewers that this is your last broadcast of the year. Bert's going to be back in the booth from starting tomorrow night for the rest of the season.
Correct.
And it's been a great pleasure for me to work with you and Torrey and Roy and Jack and Bert. 2-0 to Buxton. And there's a strike on the outside corner.
Definitely had a blast up here working with you guys. And
is it what you thought it would be? I mean, I don't know what you guys, you play down there and you hear us.
You remember last time we talked about how the fans think the players just get here at 6:30 and they play the game. They don't understand the preparation that goes through it. You know, I kind of thought that with you guys, and I see what kind of work that you put in to be very good at your job. And it's an eye opener up here. And you got the guys in the truck, You got the guys behind us is doing all the. I mean, we got the easy job. They got the hard job.
2-2 to Buxton. Here's a drive to right. Going back is Orlando at the wall. That's off the wall and away from Orlando. And away to third base goes Buxton. Standing up, his second stand-up triple of this series. Orlando went back. He had no chance for the catch, but his unfamiliarity in playing right field here, the carom off the wood wall went right past him.
Strong young man, fastball up and away from him. He's able to shoot that ball off the concrete out in right field, and once that ball got past Orlando, we knew it was going to be a stand-up triple.
Infield in now for Max Kepler. A fly ball to left, his first time up. Fouled back with Kepler trying to tee off on that first pitch fastball. The triple they got here last night was the fastest clocked triple in the major leagues this year. And the Twins have 25 of them now. Buxton's got 5. Up and away. Mitch Garver's got 2.
What, 2 weeks in the big leagues?
Yeah.
He has 2 triples.
Made a point of reminding me when I kidded him about it the other day that he's got his first and second triples before Granite's got even 1. Caught by Moustakas on one hop, and he throws Kepler out. Nearly into left field, and Buxton did a great job retreating to the bag. And now Escobar will try to tie the game.
Great jump on that ball. I mean, just to his left, was able to knock it down and get up and throw Kepler out at first base.
Infield remains in. Escobar hit a ground ball to Merrifield his first time up. Outside ball 1.
How many triples did Christian Guzman hit that year?
I think 20.
20.
I'm going to look it up. I'm pretty sure it was 20. Denard Span got 3 in one game against the Tigers. 1-0 to Escobar. A high drive, right center field. It is deep and gone.
Torrey Hunter will be blowing me up right now.
Three home runs and a triple in his last 6 at bats. And the Twins take a 2-1 lead. Now do you believe me? They're hitting the ball hard against Ian Kennedy. Well, look where the pitch is. That ball should have been hit hard. Right down the middle.
Escobar hadn't missed much in the last 2 games when the ball's over the middle of the plate.
And now Jimenez will hit.
He's got a text from Torrey. Torrey said, "Mighty Mouse."
There you go. And Jimenez has the ball roll foul. In the second inning last night, Escobar tripled. Then he hit a fly to right. Then he hit a home run and another home run. And so far in the ball game here this afternoon, a ground ball to second and another home run.
They're really hitting the ball hard now.
Outside, 1-1. Well, look at what's happened in the second time through the order. Mauer hit a line drive single to center. Rosario lined into a double play. Buxton triples off the wall and right. Kepler hits a one-hop smash that Moustakas turned into an out. Then the upper deck, or the home run over the scoreboard in right center field for Escobar. And this is what the Royals have seen from Kennedy. Again, he has not completed the 5th inning in his last 3 starts. 2-1 to Jimenez.
Escobar's home run estimated at 420 feet.
Now you're looking, he's got 15 and is going to make a bid for 20. There's Dave Island, the pitching coach. He hasn't activated the bullpen yet, but he has seen Kennedy implode throughout the month of August. Jimenez taps it foul. Goodrum on deck. Wrapped to short. Easy play for Escobar. 2 away. And that'll bring up Goodrum. Target Field's a great place to spend time with the people who are important to you. Groups of 25 or more are eligible for discounts on tickets, and per ticket fees are eliminated. Arrange your group of 25 plus today by visiting twinsbaseball.com/groups and ask about a Twins Target Field group outing. Running out of time for that. Here we are in September. Twins heading out on the road for a week. Goodrum takes outside. Then 1.5 homestands left, if you will. 2 with the Padres, 4 games with Toronto, then back on the road for a week and a half, and the Twins close out the season here against Detroit. Popped up, and it'll reach the seats. And wouldn't it be something if the Twins could take this wild card chase into the final weekend, but a little bit of a twist over where they were 2 years ago, where they weren't in control of their own destiny, and they were playing the Kansas City Royals, who were very good. Goodrum swings and misses 1 and 2. But for the Twins to get into postseason play 2 years ago, they needed to take care of business against a team that would eventually win the World Series, and they needed some help elsewhere. Right now, as it is, the Twins are in control of their own destiny. They keep winning. There isn't anything anybody can do about it. Ball flipped down the left field line. A long run for Cabrera, and he won't get there. It's a foul ball. So if the Twins can be at the end of September for those 3 games with Detroit where they are right now, my guess is you won't be able to buy a ticket for this place.
And that's always a good thing.
We had it here in 2010 that way when the Twins won their last division title, their most recent division title. Brand new ballpark, good baseball team. Jim Thome hitting smashes halfway to St. Paul. Outside, and it's 2 and 2. Seems like a long time ago. See if Goodrum can get his first big league knock here. Hit it to the wrong guy. The Royals are flashing their defense here. Moustakas has made a good play. Cain's made a good play, and Hosmer to end the inning. But Escobar hit one where there are no Royal players, and it's 2-1. Fox Sports North is presented by Northland Ford. Visit buyfordnow.com and your local Northland Ford dealer today. By Grand Casino, the best stories start here. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Might sound blasphemous, but right now Eduardo Escobar's hitting the ball like Miguel Sano. Another home run, putting the Twins up 2-1. Lorenzo Cain at the plate. And Santana shaves the outside corner, strike one. So the Twins ace now pitching with the lead. He's given up a couple of well-hit balls to Cain, including a leadoff single his last time up. And he gets another leadoff single. And the tying run aboard. Cain came into the ball game with just 4 hits and 17 at bats against Irvin Santana, but he's hit the ball hard 3 times and has a couple of hits. That'll bring up Melky Cabrera. Cabrera hit one right off the end of the bat. It spun its way about 2/3 of the way to Eduardo Escobar in the grass. Escobar tried to barehand it. Had he done so, he would not have had a play on Cabrera anyway. Deep to right, and the Royals are back in front. Melky Cabrera cranks a 2-run home run. Had 4 hits here the other night, and it's 3-2.
It's a first pitch fastball right there. Santana just wasn't a get me over fastball, it was just right down the middle, and Cabrera just unloaded on it.
So the Twins lead last 3 pitches. With Cabrera opening up, nice catch.
Cabrera.
Kansas City fan section out there.
Cabrera beat me to saying, you know, it'd be a good inning to shut him down after your team scored.
Right. And now Hosmer takes inside a ball. Seven hits for the Royals. Twins with just 3 hits. And now a strike. For the Royals to reemerge as a contender, they almost have to win this series. If they lose the series and lose ground to the Twins from where they were Friday afternoon, well, it's 1 step forward, 2 steps back. You're not going to get to the playoffs that way. But if they can win this series, win this game, they'll be 3.5 back, and they know they've got the Twins for 4 games in Kansas City next weekend.
And they get to play Detroit tomorrow in the series.
The unrecognizable Detroit Tigers. 2-2. Tigers losing to the Indians again today. It's 9-1 in the 8th inning. Toronto has a 4-3 lead over Baltimore. White Sox 5-1 over the Rays. Swing and a miss, and Hosmer strikes out for the first out. And LA's holding on to the 2-0 lead over Texas. Salvador Perez 0 for 2. Hit into what turned out to be an awfully big double play in the 4th inning. Royals had a run, 2 runners on, first and second, nobody out. Perez hit a ground ball to Escobar, who went around the horn. An almost intentional walk later, Orlando grounded out, and the Royals were held to just 1 run that inning. 1 strike to Perez. Lifted to right. It'll hang in the air for Kepler to come in a few steps. 2 down. Santana with 92 pitches thrown now. He hopes on the verge of completing the 6th inning. Moustakas drew that almost intentional walk to fill first base in the 4th. Grounded out to the shortstop his first time up.
When you're out there in the bullpen, you're following the way the game's starting to play out. You're starting to look at the other teams' lineup and where they are in the order. You start getting yourself loose to, it's about that time. You just don't know when the phone's going to ring, and when it does ring, you want it to be you. You want to go out there and do your job and pass the ball to the next guy.
Meanwhile, on the Kansas City side, the phone won't be ringing for Kelvin Herrera. They're going to shut him down for a few days. Remember, he left the ball game here. He had some forearm tightness. Second time that has happened in recent weeks to Herrera. So he is unavailable today. Joakim Soria on the disabled list. So should there be a save situation for Ned Yost, he's going to have to find a different option. 2-1 to Moustakas.
Just found it very ironic the other day that all of a sudden he was throwing 98 and he got hurt.
Mauer tracking this pop-up on the warning track, and Mauer, did he make the catch? He got it! What a catch by Mauer! He had to cover 75 feet to get there. Then he reached over the railing for the third out. Fox Sports North is presented by Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the Twin Cities. Over the years, it seems like Melky Cabrera's worn out Twins pitching. He teed off on a 2-run home run, so Kansas City's back in front. Twins hitting now in the 6th inning, and Brian Dozier will lead things off against Ian Kennedy. Brian may end up hitting about what he hit last year, 268 for batting average. And he might hit 32 home runs, but not 42. And he might drive in 90 runs instead of 99. But in my book, he's having a much better year this year than he had last year because the games are so important. If all he does here is get a single, it'll be, in terms of competition and competitiveness, a single here would be more important than any of the 42 home runs last year. And I don't know, that sounds crazy, but Brian.
Yeah.
Brian has given the Twins consistently good at bats through the middle months and now late months of this season. And he takes outside 1-2.
What I like about Doge is that he understands that he can get some hits to right field. And when he needs to turn on one, he will. And he's hit some balls out to right field this year. He's hit some balls out to center field. And you understand, he doesn't have to make his living hitting the ball to left field.
That gets through the pitcher, picked up by Merrifield, and a quick release to Hosmer, 1 away. Royals shifting Dozier in the infield, and he will see more and more of that. He does hit the ball to right field, but the balls into the opposite field tend to be fly balls and line drives. He does not hit many ground balls to the right side.
That ball went right between Ian Kennedy's legs.
And without the shift, it would have continued on into center field. Here's Mauer. 1 for 2 today. The average at 304. Missing low, ball 1. And for the first time in 4 starts, Kennedy has completed 5 and now is getting outs in the 6th. Pitch count good, as you see, just 73.
19 batters face, 20 batters face, 14 first pitch strikes.
2-0. His last start against Tampa Bay, 2 2/3 innings, 7 earned runs, 2 home runs. He only threw 45 pitches. Two and 0 to Joe Mauer. 3-0. Polanco on deck.
See, Kennedy's upset himself right there, letting that 2-0 fastball just get away from him and run the count 3-0 on a very hot hitter and Joe Mauer.
With his 4th inning single, the hitting streak extended to 12. Over the inside corner.
I was coming up the media elevator today, and Ian Kennedy, I played with him with the Yankees, and he was walking through and we were talking. I asked him how his family was doing. He said his wife's pregnant with number 5 and he has 4 girls already.
They're open for a boy.
4 girls.
I read an article about that. He moved his family to Kansas City, signed a 5-year deal. There's still 3 years left on the deal. He has an opt-out after this year, and he self-deprecatingly said, I'm not about to exercise my opt-out the way I've been pitching. But he said they're hoping for a boy to mix in with 4 girls. 3-2 to Mauer with 1 down in the 6th.
At this point, what the heck, 5 girls.
To center, Kane coming in, drops the ball, and Mauer will reach. Kane came in, and we'll see whether Mauer gets a hit or Kane gets an error. An error charge to Kane. Great plays all over the field, and a play that should have been made is not, with 1 out in the 6th.
Looked like that ball was hit so hard. Looked like it was knuckling. You get a ball like that, it's moving all over, and you're running in, you know, as a center fielder trying to catch that ball. It's a little tougher than it actually looks.
Right. There's Polanco with a runner at first and 1 away. Up and away, ball 1.
I put base hit it down on my score chart. I didn't want to give him an error.
Made so many great plays out there, and that one probably should have been made. Fouled away, 1-1. Just the 61st error on the year. Twins have had a good fielding ball club. They've committed just 68 errors, but that's number 61. And then the Cleveland Indians in between with the 2nd fewest errors, just 64.
Definitely give yourself a chance if you catch the ball.
1-1 to Polanco. Popped up, and Escobar calling for it. 2 down, and that'll bring up Rosario. MLB.TV Premium is back better than ever. You can watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices. Plus, get a free subscription to At-Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Here is Rosario. He's hit 2 blistering line drives toward the bullpen. Both of them, to the surprise of many, stayed in the ballpark, and both of them caught by Lorenzo Cain. Almost to the identical spot in the field. So Rosario tries a different angle.
Get out of play ball.
And deep to the corner. Strike 1. The second drive caught by Kane was turned into a double play. Joe Mauer had rounded second base and was doubled off first. One strike. Stroked into the corner. Mauer to second. He'll go to third. Rosario rounding first. He'll go to second. And the Twins are in business. Second and third with 2 away for Byron Buxton. So Rosario has stung the ball 3 times against Ian Kennedy.
Fastball right there. Middle away. Was able to not get that ball too elevated where Kane can get it. He hit it to the right field this time down in the corner for a stand-up double.
And now Buxton, who tripled leading off the 5th. He scored on Escobar's home run. 2 men in scoring position with 2 away. A fastball down the middle and fouled at 1 strike.
Four for 6 this series.
Scott Alexander got the save here on Friday night. He's warming up in the pen. 1 strike to Byron Buxton. To right center field.
Get out, ball.
Down for a hit. 1 run will score. Buxton delivers a 2-run single, and he'll scamper to second and slam on the brakes there. Buxton puts the Twins back in front with a flare to right center. Dave Island to the mound.
Slider right there, just down and away from him. He was able to reach out and just poke that ball in the right field for a 2-run single and advance to second base on the
ball got away from Perez, and you can see Buxton's bat actually stopped the ball, and Perez couldn't find it. I'm guessing the error should go to Perez to allow Buxton to go to second base.
I couldn't see it from here either because Joe Mauer had stopped right next to Kepler and was directing traffic and letting Buxton know where the ball to keep going or stop.
And now Kepler will bat.
And it will be an arrow on Perez.
Okay, good. I was hoping they wouldn't give it to Orlando. Orlando looked like he delivered a perfect 1-hop throw to the plate, late though it was. And now Kepler with Buxton at second and 2 down.
You sure picked the click right here, right?
He's going to come through here. Feel it. 1 ball.
I feel it too. That's why I said it. Let's go, Kep.
Of course, the inning should have been over with before Rosario ever got to the plate. Mauer reached on the Kane error, and now Buxton in scoring position because of the Perez error.
When you give a good team more than 3 outs, it's always something bad's going to happen.
Twins almost came back in the 9th inning Friday night because of an error on Merrifield at second base. Strike called, and it's 2-1.
But once again, you see the Twins' resilience. They just keep fighting, keep fighting. You know, Santana went out there, they scored 2 runs, went out there and gave up a 2-run home run. They didn't drop their heads. They went back in the dugout. Hey, let's hit. I like how they picking each other up.
Kepler takes high, and it's 3-1. Kennedy with 4 shutout innings, but then the Twins getting a couple in the 5th. The 2 runs here in the 6th will be unearned runs.
I don't think you want to walk Kepler right here because he got El De La Pico on deck, and he's been swinging the ball bat extremely well.
Intentional walk sending Kepler to first, and Yost will make the pitching change, bringing in Alexander to switch Escobar around to a right-handed batter. So, believe it or not, an encouraging start for Ian Kennedy as he gets into but not through the 6th inning. State Farm, Ian Kennedy with his best outing in quite a while, but he comes off the field with the Twins coming up with a couple of unearned runs so far. 2018 season tickets are on sale now. In addition to securing your spot for next year, you'll be guaranteed postseason tickets for this year. Don't miss an inning of postseason play and experience exclusive sweet spot benefits like 10% off food and beverage here at Target Field. For more info or to place a deposit, visit twinsbaseball.com/season tickets today. Scott Alexander was pressed into duty to pick up the save Friday, and he got the job done getting Eddie Rosario. He will turn Eduardo Escobar into a right-handed batter with 2 men out there and 2 out. Escobar is actually a better right-handed batter than left. We'll see if Escobar, who homered from the left side of the plate, can deliver a big hit from the right side.
Well, he has more home runs from the right side.
Backhanded by Escobar, and Kepler retired at second. Alexander gets the job done on 1 pitch, but Byron Buxton dropped a single into right center field to put the Twins back in front. Can help people affected by Hurricane Harvey by visiting redcross.org or texting the word Harvey to 90999. And by doing that, you'll make a $10 donation. And your donation enables the Red Cross to prepare for, respond to, and help people recover from this disaster. Buxton with another big hit with 2 outs, driving into, and the Twins have a 4-3 lead, and Irvin Santana out there to protect it. He'll face the bottom third of the Kansas City lineup, starting with Paulo Orlando. Orlando 0 for 2 with a couple of ground balls against Santana today. Missing inside. 97 pitches, 62 strikes, strike percentage of 64. Now high. Santana's control problems have been today again at the start of an inning. When he ran into trouble in the 4th, he fell behind a couple of hitters, 3-0, ended up giving up 3 singles. 2-0 to Orlando, and then it's Moss and Escobar. Fouled away, 2-1.
Great 2-0 fastball down in the zone. Make another good pitch right here, get himself back in the count.
Alan Buznitz warmed up. It's to center. Got a man there. 1 down. The Twins have organized an online auction to support the American Red Cross in its effort to assist the Houston and Texas Gulf Coast communities. You can bid on your favorite Twins game-worn autographed cleats from the game on the 4th of July. Not only will all the proceeds from the auction go to support the American Red Cross, but the players will match every dollar donated to support the initiative. You can participate until tonight at 7 o'clock by visiting twinsbaseball.com/auction. Or you can join the players in donating directly to the cause by visiting youcaring.com/Twins for Texas. Brandon Moss with a single and a pop-up. Hit a home run here Friday night. One of those guys, it's always good that they're up with the bases empty. And Santana misses again, 2-0.
Not missing by much. I mean, he's very, very close. Just off just a little bit.
Came back from 2-0 to get Orlando. And now it's 3-0 to Moss. Escobar on deck.
See, Santana went to the back of the mound and grabbed some rosin, took a deep breath, so we can try to get back in this count and come and get Brandon Moss.
Moss tried to tie it up. That's exactly what he was looking for. A high fastball. He just missed it. 3-1.
Santana put a little extra because he knew that Brandon Moss would be swinging 3-0, so that was a 95 miles an hour fastball.
And he backs it up with another one. 3-2. Moss, as we've tried to politely point out, is very strikeout prone. 292 at bats on the season and 107 strikeouts.
Fastball away.
96.
Trying to get him out with the fastball away. Back to the fastball again.
Popped up weakly. And Dozier streaks in and makes the catch on the back of the mound. And a little communication there with the middle infielders and the pitcher. That was a heck of a play by Dozier because no one else was in position to catch it.
Yeah, but the pitcher, Santana, he just stood there with his hands on his hip like, okay, somebody's going to catch that. Look at Santana right there like, okay, where everybody at?
Well, look at Jimenez.
Oh, he took off sprinting.
Jimenez was past Santana by the time Dozier made the catch. So Santana does come back from 3-0 to get Moss, and now Escobar. After the Cabrera home run in ace fashion. Santana set down 5 in a row. I don't get the argument, LaTroy, that Ervin Santana is not among the elite pitchers. Kluber and Sale get all the headlines, but the Twins are where they are because of this man and what he has brought to the mound every 5th day and what he's brought to the late innings. If it was anybody else in the Twins rotation, there probably would have been a pitching change after the 6th inning.
Well, you have some guys that just undervalued and underappreciated. You know, he plays in Minnesota. That's a lot of times they say that, but he goes out,
it'll
does
bleed
his
through,
thing.
and that might be the end of Santana's afternoon here, with Escobar cracking his bat and rolling one up the middle. Buznitz is ready. Merrifield will come to the plate, and he will hit against Buznitz. Nice crowd on hand here, and I'm guessing they will show Ervin Santana how they feel about his effort here today. In position to pick up his 15th win of the year.
Reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and description of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins LLC.
Now that's the 12th and final time you read that, and that was without question the best read that you've ever done.
Not at all. I think my first time was probably the best.
I don't think,
because I wanted to make sure I did not mess up, disseminate it.
Well, Ervin Santana with a couple of outs in the 7th. He'll try to watch Alan Buznitz get the 3rd out of the 7th inning. Buznitz coming in with the tying run at first and 2 down. Whit Merrifield, the batter.
Oh, Lord.
And Jimenez with a great catch of a wild first fastball. 1-0.
It looked like they got crossed up without a man being at second base, because he turned his glove. Jimenez turned his glove like it was a breaking ball. You see Jimenez right there, like he went to waiting for the ball to break and it never broke.
Well, you got him right in the wrist. I don't know that he even got the glove on it.
Oh, I can't wait to go to the clubhouse and be like, hey, what happened on that pitch?
Jimenez and Buznitz get their signals straight. At least we hope.
Okay, Jimenez, hey, bro, can you see?
1-0 to Merrifield. And up and away, 2-0. Santana came back from falling behind to get a couple of outs in the 7th, and now Buznitz trying to do the same thing. Swing and a miss.
Good fastball right to just by Whit Merrifield. You got a pretty good fastball when it's 2-0 count, and everybody in the ballpark know you're throwing, and you're still able to throw the ball past, a major league hitter
who's sitting on a fastball.
Sitting on a fastball.
Fouled away, now 2-2. It's amazing how Buznitz, Hildenberger have stepped up after the trade of Brandon Kintzler. They haven't been asked to save games, but they have stepped up and helped fill the void for those who have been asked to save games.
All those guys, once the trade was made with Kintzler going to the Nationals, everybody got bumped down. Your job got bumped down. He went from probably the 6th to pitching in all the innings, late innings, 7th, 8th. Maybe possibly sometime this month he might have to get an out in the 9th inning. You just never know. So he's getting well prepared for the playoff run in September.
Two and 2 to Merrifield.
Good fastball, 95 to 97, down and away on an outside corner.
Left it up, but not by much, and it's 3-2. Escobar will leave early from first. Mauer will continue to hold him. By the width of the baseball, Fox Tracks presented by Carrier. And I don't believe Buznitz has thrown anything but fastballs here, has he?
Well, I think he was supposed to throw a slider the first pitch.
There's the 97-mile-per-hour fastball on the outside corner, and Merrifield got a piece of it.
Buznitz last pitch. It's the White Sox on the 31st.
Yep.
2 innings, 1 hit, 2 punch outs.
Big out to get here in the 7th. Missed. A 97-mile-per-hour fastball, and now the tying runs in scoring position. A 2-out single followed by a walk, and Kane will come up with 2 men aboard. Kane already has 2 hits. He's also lined out. He scored a couple of runs.
He made some great catches out in center field.
Rogers warming up. Melky Cabrera is the on-deck hitter.
Definitely don't want to see Melky in this inning.
Kane's faced Buznitz once, got a base hit earlier this year. Just foul. Threw him a breaking ball, and Kane jumped on it.
Kane's not going to get cheated. He's up there swinging, swinging hard.
One strike. Fought off a fastball in a really good spot.
That's a good fastball right there.
0-2. He used to chase high fastballs, expanding the zone with 2 strikes. Don't know whether that's what they'll try to do here. They don't need to strike him out. They just need to get him out.
I'd like to see him run a fastball in on his hands first.
Dozier swings over to the left side of the infield. Fought off another upper 90s fastball.
In this situation, if you throw a breaking ball, you can't throw it for a strike. You have to be down in the zone.
There's the high fastball, and Kane got a piece of that. Well, you've got some pitches to play with here. The count is 0-2.
That's true, but I like to see him go in right here on him. If he doesn't get a swing over the top of a good low fastball, then go back away.
Another 0-2. No swing. 2-2. Looked like Mike Malinsky nailed the call. Paul Molitor thought he went. And Paul Molitor's been ejected.
Watch the barrel. Watch the barrel.
That time the wrist broke, and it should have been a third strike. Paul Molitor's contention with Marty Foster is you should make that call. He appealed to the first base umpire, Mike Malinsky.
Why did he throw him out of the game? Don't be so sensitive.
Well, it's such a big out, and Kane has been fighting off 2-strike fastballs. Buznitz threw him a slider in a pretty good spot, and I agree with you. It looked like he went. And now Foster staring into the Twins dugout, where I would imagine Joe Vavra will, well, making sure that Molitor leaves the dugout. Two and 2 to Lorenzo Cain.
Another good pitch right here, kid.
Fouled away. And these veteran Kansas City hitters, we've seen Hosmer do it, fouling off 2-strike pitches, keeping the at bat alive.
Well, they have a lot of very aggressive hitters in this lineup, and they have some hitters in here that will make you throw a lot of pitches. And they're going to fall out some very good pitches until they get the pitch they want, they can handle.
Another 2-2 to center. Buxton back, retreating. Buxton can't make the play. 2 runs will score. Kepler with the retrieve. A great at bat for Cain, and he's going to be waved. He's going to run through the stop sign, and he is out. He ran right through Mike Jerschley's stop sign. He put the Royals up with a triple off the center field fence.
No intentions on stopping.
So the Royals are back in front. Lorenzo Cain with a tremendous at bat. And with the Royals in front, Jimenez just barely getting the tag on a bang bang play. We have God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home.
casino story of the game. Now the Royals are back in front by a run.
Eduardo Escobar, El De La Pica with a 2-run shot in the 5th inning, and Melky Cabrera with the 2-run shot in the 6th inning to give the Royals a 3-2 lead. And Byron Bucks with a 2-run single to right field to give the Minnesota Twins a 4-3 lead. And Lorenzo Cain with a great at-bat with a triple off the center field wall. Thrown out at home, trying to stretch it to an inside the park home run. Royals up 5-4.
Chris Jimenez at the plate taking ball 1. So let's backtrack here. Twins in the bottom of the 5th scored 2 runs. Royals top of the 6th scored 2 runs. Twins bottom of the 6th scored 2 runs. Royals top of the 7th scored 2 runs. What do you suppose is going to happen here?
We should score 3 runs.
4, 6.
I'll take it.
1-1 to Jimenez and Nico Goodrum and Brian Dozier.
That last at bat with Locaine, I was, talking about giving him something, a fastball close to his body, so he can get off the fastball away, because he just boosting it. He timed him up right there, and he was on time after he seen the 5th or 6th fastball.
Right. 2-1 to Jimenez. 3-1. Regarding the ejection of Paul Molitor, his 2nd ejection of the year, going back to April 20th against the Indians.
The 6th ejection of his career.
3-1 to the leadoff man. And a strike 3-2. Jimenez is 0 for 2. He's pulled 2 ground balls to the left side. Jimenez strikes out, 1 away. And that'll bring up Goodrum. And now for the unlimited baseball break, brought to you by T-Mobile. Josh Donaldson with a 3-run home run for the Blue Jays, but they are tied with the Orioles now. Another extra inning game for those two teams. Domingo Santana with home runs 23 and 24. And the Astros are much better with Carlos Correa on the active roster, just off the disabled list. Here's Goodrum looking for his first big league hit. And he takes low, ball 1. Goodrum has hit 3 ground outs and has struck out once so far in the big leagues. Swing and a miss, 1-1.
Alexander got a lot of sink on that fastball, just running away from the right-hand hitter's bats.
That's what struck out Rosario. It was a good fastball, but it had some sink on it.
Yeah, at the very last second, that pitch on Friday night, it looked weird because of the swing that Rosario took. But some good life, good sink.
And now he's ahead of Goodrum, 1-2. Alexander still in the game here. If they had brought in a right-handed reliever, we might have seen Kenny Vargas, but Vargas has been struggling making solid contact. Mike Minor, the lefty, Peter Moylan, the right-hander. 1-2. Nico Goodrum making his first start in the big leagues as the designated hitter.
I'm sure he never envisioned that growing up, that he would get to the big leagues, but his first major league start would be a designated hitter.
One and 2. And now 2-2. Mentioned it the other night. Goodrum's got good speed. He'd be a good guy to have on base. The Twins trying to tie the game here in the 7th. Dozier on deck. Struck him out. Alexander, who got the final out of the 6th inning, strikes out Jimenez and Goodrum, and that's all he'll be asked to do here today. With Dozier coming up, there will be a pitching change. Peter Moylan will come in. There's that sink on a 93-mile-per-hour fastball. Almost looked like Zach Britton of the Orioles with that left-handed fastball that has such great movement at the end. 2 down in the 7th and a pitching change. Moylan coming in to pitch to Dozier with the Royals up a run. First things first, weekday mornings on FS1 with host Chris Carter and Nick Wright as they kick off the day with the latest in sports. First things first premieres Tuesday at 5:30 a.m. Central on FS1. Peter Moylan comes into the ball game with the Royals trying to protect a 1-run lead, and he will face Brian Dozier with 2 away. Moylan coming in for the 65th time. You can see a low whip.
Very dominant against right-hand hitters, not so dominant against left-hand hitters.
And Dozier swings through the breaking ball. 0-1. See what LaTroy is talking about. Left-handers get a real good look at that sidearm delivery. The breaking ball breaks in on their bats instead of away from it. 1-1. Half swing and strike 2. Rogers, Trevor Hildenberger getting loose in the Twins pen. Tried to hit the fastball down and away but missed. Moylan not unlike Trevor Hildenberger in terms of what they try to do on the mound. I would guess that Hildenberger's changeup is his best pitch, and for Moylan it's a breaking ball.
And Moylan has inherited 56 base runners this year.
It's a little bouncer. And off target, but Hosmer with the catch, and the Twins go 3 up, 3 down in the 7th.
with your Mall of America Studio Sports Update. Twins baseball continues on Fox Sports North. Join us on Labor Day. Can't believe it's here when the Twins take on the Tampa Bay Rays. Our coverage begins Monday at 5:30 p.m. on Fox Sports North.
I'm sure it's Tampa, but I can't remember broadcasting a Labor Day game in the evening. But for whatever reason, the Rays have scheduled a night game, and that's fine.
They scheduled that because it's the best bet. They're going to get people to come out to that ballpark.
Yeah, I suppose. Taylor Rogers comes in. Pitch to the Royals in the 8th. The Twins down a run here in the late innings.
And I hear there are plenty of extra tickets available in Tampa.
Plenty of good seats. I don't know if they're good seats because they're indoors. Terrible acoustics. So I don't know if you can call them good seats, but.
Well, you can dress up as an empty seat and get in free.
Here's Rogers delivering strike one to Melky Cabrera, then Eric Hosmer and Salvador Perez. Royals leading 5-4 on a 2-run triple by Lorenzo Cain. One pitch after Paul Molitor was ejected. The ball hit to Mauer, and he'll get to the bag before Cabrera won away. Paul Molitor ejected after a check swing call didn't go the Twins' way, and it appeared like Paul had a beef. The only thing that is any consolation, and it isn't, I guess, much, because the Royals ended up with 2 runs they probably shouldn't have had. I hate it when it works the other way, when the home plate umpire makes the call and doesn't ask the base umpire. The base umpire, to me, should always have the best view, right? He's got nothing else to look at.
Hey, I like the guy that's closer to the plate.
Really?
Yeah.
One down. Here's Hosmer. Outside, ball 1.
I just never understood why we asked the guy that's further away instead of asking the guy that's right there. Because, you know, he's focused on the baseball. Yeah. Once the baseball's in the catcher's glove, I mean, everything's right in front of him. Right there. Then we asked the guy way down the line, did he go? Now, what if he got bad eyesight?
He shouldn't be an umpire.
Well, you can see close distance better when he's better when he's behind the home plate.
2-0.
That guy's closer. He should make the call.
Breaking ball missed the inside corner. Hosmer bailed on it.
Big curveball right here from Taylor Rogers. Looked like it didn't want to break, but it did break, and Hoffman was trying to get out of there.
3-0 to Hosmer. And he missed. A 4-pitch walk. One down, a runner aboard, and now Salvador Perez.
One pitch away from being out of this inning.
Joe Vavrick pops out of the dugout to make a pitching change. Bringing in the right-hander Hildenberger to pitch to Salvador Perez. Rogers faces 2 men, gets one, walks the other. And we'll have a pitching change and tell you about Trevor Hildenberger when we come back. coming up September 14th. A limited number of special ticket packages include a game ticket and a Twins Love Your Melon beanie. Every ticket sold goes to support Love Your Melon's program to donate a hat to every child battling cancer in the United States. For details and tickets, visit twinsbaseball.com/loveyourmelon. Trevor Hildenberger will come in to try to get Salvador Perez, who's 0 for 3 on the day. Look at that, just 4 walks against 34 strikeouts.
That's a recipe for success right there. 6'2", 210-pound Trevor Hildenberger.
Inside, how did it not hit him? And it did. So the first pitch, a changeup that hits Perez, and now they're runners at first and second with only 1 out. And now Moustakas.
Changeup that just got away from Hildenberger right there, and clipped Perez on the left thigh.
Looked like it got him on the leg, and ball deflected over to the thumb of Jimenez's mitt. First and second, 1 down, and now Moustakas 0 for 2 with a walk. Dozier not in time for 2. Right off the end of the bat. I don't know if Moustakas is going to have enough bats to get him through the Detroit series or not. He's busted a couple of them today. 2 down. And that'll bring up Paulo Orlando. I guess earlier we talked about how Moylan's got similar delivery to Hildenberger. But Hildenberger's been really nasty against left-handers, and that's not the case with Moylan. Hildenberger's been much more effective against lefties than righties. That one almost hit Orlando.
No, we don't need that to happen. So where Robbie Grossman started his rehab in Rochester today.
Yep. Hope he'll join the club sometime when we're in St. Petersburg. 1-0. Back to Hildenberger. And he gets the job done. 2 men are left aboard. It's a 1-run game, and you're watching Twins baseball presented by State Farm.
Directly after this game for Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink. We'll break down that controversial play where Lorenzo Cain's 2-run triples put the Royals in front. We'll show you the Twins bats once again have been hot today at the ballpark. We'll bring you inside the manager's office here from Paul Molitor, who was ejected in this baseball game. Then, while you're watching the post-game show, head to the Fox Sports North Facebook page. There you'll find the Twins final pitch, sponsored by Prism Research. You'll get a special breakdown and a look back at this entire series. You'll get a preview of the next series that starts in Tampa Bay tomorrow, guys, with Jose Barrios taking the mound.
And the Twins hoping to start that series, having won 5 out of 6 in the homestand. Left-hander Mike Minor comes in with Mauer leading off, then switch hitter Polanco, lefty Rosario, right-handed hitter Byron Buxton. Twins trying to get this game tied up in the 8th. Mauer's hit 3 balls hard again here tonight. Has just 1 hit to show for it. Takes up high. Alex Gordon's in the game in left field with Cabrera moving to right, replacing Paulo Orlando. Mauer hit a one-hop smash fielded nicely by Merrifield, who turned it into an out in the first. Lined a single to center in the fourth, and hit another one that may have knuckled toward Kane. He got it in his glove but dropped it for an error, and the Twins scored a couple of runs that inning. On the outside corner, 1-1.
Minor last pitched on Friday night. 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 punch out.
Checked his swing and took ball 2.
Hey, Rich, I don't take the time right now just to wish my beautiful daughter, Troy Leslie Darlene Hawkins, a happy 16th birthday. My wife put together a surprise birthday party for her, and I'd like to say thank you to all our friends who kept it a secret.
Successfully done. Very nice. Mauer lines out to Merrifield, 1 down. Mauer hit a ground ball against Minor. Polanco singled against him in the 8th inning here on Friday. Polanco's hit the ball in the air 3 times, 2 fly balls and a pop up to short. Squaring and taking strike 1. Baltimore going to the 11th, tied at 4. White Sox have a 6-2 lead over Tampa Bay. Jam shot, a bouncer. Moustakas with the pickup and throw, 2 down. And that'll bring up Rosario.
It's a good breaking ball right here from Minor. Got in on Polanco's hands for a lazy ground ball to Moustakas over at third base.
And having Minor try to get the outs in the 8th, we have no idea who the Royals are going to send out there in the 9th, provided they still have the lead. I mentioned Herrera's going to be shut down for a few days. Rosario lifts it foul over the Kansas City dugout. Joaquin Soria is on the disabled list.
Who knows? He might throw 2.
Outside, 1-1.
Maybe Brandon Maurer, hard throwing.
Well, we'll let them make that decision. They want to put him out there, as much as he's had a hard time throwing strikes. And now it's 2-1 from Minor to Rosario. Buxton on deck. Matt Belisle warmed up, ready to pitch the top of the 9th inning. The end of the bat. Rosario's hit the ball hard 3 times tonight, and I mean blistering line drives. Kane hauled in his drive toward the bullpen in the 2nd, and then Eddie hit it about 20 feet further in the same direction. Kane hauled that one in. Then he hooked a double into the right field corner in the 6th. Up there now with a 2-2 count.
It's a very tough lefty.
And a foul into the seats. Indians completed a 4-game sweep of the Tigers in Detroit. First time the Indians have ever swept the Tigers in Detroit in a 4-game series. Down and away. 3-2. Buxton on deck.
Very depleted Detroit Tigers.
Still surprising though, huh? A couple of charter members of the American League. They've been around since the turn of the last century. Full count to Eddie Rosario. Took inside, ball 4. And now Buxton. Byron 2 for 2. He was hit by a pitch in the second, tripled and scored in the 5th, drove in 2 with a single in the 6th. Strike 1. Byron's overall season average jumping over 250, but against left-handers he's hitting over 300.
I'd like to see Buxton get him a pitch he can drive right here, and let's see Rosario and himself run.
Threw a 95-mile-per-hour fastball. 0-2. Days ago, it looked like Byron's season might be over. 3 hits last night, 2 already today. 0-2 from Minor to Buxton. Jammed him, checked his swing. Very close. That was close. Breaking ball inside, and it's 2-2.
Did he break his wrist right there, Richard?
Yes. Yes. Well, we'll see if the failed strike call on a failed check swing pays off for the Twins as it did for the Royals in the Lorenzo Cain at bat. 2-2 to Buxton. Runner goes. Ball 3. Stolen base into center field, and Rosario got a late start. And he will hold at second. And the count to Buxton now is 3-2. And we'll see whether they even pitch to Buxton. With first base now open and Max Kepler on deck. Tying run in scoring position. Feet first slide, and Merrifield did a nice job. Oh, the ball skipping by Merrifield. Looked like Rosario hit Merrifield's glove. Full count to Byron Buxton.
That's exactly what happened. Rosario's hand hit his glove and made him miss that ball.
3-2 to Buxton. Ball 4. Alexander, or Minor rather, got ahead of him 0-2 and then lost him. And now Kepler will hit, or will he? Being called back. And Mitch Garver is going to hit for Max Kepler. Two two-out walks, and Garver will hit. Kepler, of course, struggling against left-handers, hitting just 131 against them. Dave Island will come out to talk to Minor. Garver 4 for 14 against lefties. He's got a chance to pick up his biggest big league hit. Brandon Marr warming up. He's got 20 saves. He might be asked to get an out here in the 8th inning before it's all said and done. Got his first major league run batted in out of the way last night. Single to left field. Now a chance to get a bigger one here this afternoon. Tremendous speed on the bases. In there for strike one.
Great time for that first major league home run.
Missing inside, 1-1.
See Minor and Perez right there. They're going to pitch Garver in, take some of his power away from him.
Half swing, but a strike. I think the pitch was called a strike. I'm not sure the swing was called. 1-2.
Really good fastball from Minor at 96 miles an hour on the inside part of the plate. Kind of locked Garver up right there. Perez set up right there. Didn't have to move his glove much. Very nice fastball in.
1-2 to Mitch Garver. Fought it off at another 96-mile-per-hour heater and got a piece.
See the difference in that one than the one before. That one was away from him. He was able to get out there and get a piece of it and stay alive.
Another 1-2 pitch. Popped up.
Getting awfully close for that ball to come into the press box.
Vavra managing the team with Paul Molitor excused a couple innings ago. Another 1-2 pitch to Garver. Rosario to third base as Garver takes ball 2. Two and 2.
Big pitch right here.
Well, the fans wanted a balk, and Minor did something there.
But I think Perez called timeout.
Rosario got to third, and of course he helped win a ball game in the last homestand by creating a balk with a dash toward home plate. Hit hard to center.
Over his
Kane going back, makes the catch. Another bullet hauled in by Lorenzo Kane. A great at bat for Garver, but the tying run is left 90 feet away.
West of San Francisco. Watch this catch. Tommy Pham, first inning off of Madison Bumgarner, and look at him climb the wall. That's Corky Hernandez, number 66 on your lineup card, doing his best. Torrey Hunter out there climbing the wall, making a brilliant catch. San Francisco has not a lot to cheer about this year, but that catch right there, and this is the second one he's made this week, pretty special, guys.
Well, thank you very much, Kevin. Lorenzo Cain hasn't had spectacular catches like that, but he's made 3 catches of blistering line drives, 2 off the bat of Rosario, and then that one now off of the bat of Garver. And the Royals still lead by 1. Brandon Moss will face Trevor Hildenberger. One and 0 to Moss. And a strike. With Kepler out of the ball game, Rosario's moved to right, and Granite's taken over in left. There's a high fly to left field. Granite tracking it and making the catch on the edge of the track, 1 away. In the bottom of the ninth, the Twins are due to send up Escobar, Jimenez, and Goodrum, with Adrianza, Vargas, and Castro available on the bench. Here is Escobar, singled with 2 outs in the 7th, and then 2 plate appearances later, Cain hit his booming triple that drove in the tying and go-ahead runs. At the top of the 12th, Toronto and Baltimore still tied at 4. White Sox have beaten the Rays 6-2. Texas leading the Angels 5-3, bottom of the 5th. The Yankees and Red Sox will play tonight. 1-1.
What new? Yankees, Red Sox, Sunday night baseball. A 4.5-hour game, guaranteed.
Swung on it, missed, and it's now 1-2 to Escobar.
The ever so effective changeup right there from Hildenberger.
It just looks like it's never going to get to the plate. It just kind of hangs there.
With the same arm speed and release point at his fastball. Makes it very tough.
1-2. See if he goes over the top here with a fastball to Escobar. He's done that a few times.
Times I've seen him, Hildenberger, when he goes over top, picks up a few miles per hour. Go back to the changeup right here.
Right off the end of the bat, and Hildenberger calls off his catcher and throws him out. Jimenez wanted it. Hildenberger said, "No, I got this." 2 down. That's a good play by Hildenberger.
Good pitch to Escobar right there. Called off the catcher. Said, "I got this. I can make it look easy as well. I've done this a few thousand times."
2 down, and now Merrifield drew a big walk against Buznitz in the 7th inning, which preceded. You can't really call it a controversial triple. There was nothing controversial about the triple by Cain. It was what happened before the triple, the check swing that wasn't called.
The barrel that went across the plate.
Driven hard to the right field corner, but foul, and it's 1-1. One and one. Swing and a miss. 2-2. It's to the right field corner again, but again twisting foul. Santana left the game in the 7th, was in position to get the win, but instead he'll get a no decision. Another 2-2. Another foul ball.
Another long drawn out at bat from a Royals player. Just fight off the good pitches. Try to wait for you to make a mistake.
Change up. Merrifield got a piece of that too. Three 2-strike fouls for Merrifield. Adrianza with bat in hand. Vargas ready if called upon. Another 2-2. Into the shift. Dozier's there. Over to Mauer. Hildenberger pitches a clean 9th inning. It's been a good homestand. Twins trying to make it a great homestand with a walk-off win against the Royals. Some unique ways to get walk-off wins, and the Twins have had just 3 of them this year, which is a low total for a team with a winning record. Brandon Marr pitched a 3rd of an inning here the other night. He'll be in now to try to save it. He's picked up saves before, 20 and 24 opportunities with the Padres. Escobar takes strike 1. Then it's scheduled to be Jimenez and Goodrum, but the Twins again have Vargas, Adrianza, and Castro available on the bench. Outside, 1-1.
Love to see Vargas hit this inning.
Two and 1. As we talked about Friday night, Marr has never had serious control issues, but he sure has had them with the Royals since they acquired him. 14 2/3 innings, 9 walks, and a strike called, evening the count at 2-2.
2-1 breaking ball right there. Back door.
19 hits in 14 2/3 innings. In other words, he hasn't pitched very well. Escobar tried to tie it with that swing. 2 home runs from the left side of the plate last night. And a 2-run home run this afternoon. Down and away, 3-2.
2-2 changeup.
Jimenez on deck. Fouled back, and another big swing by Escobar.
99 miles an hour fastball right there from Mauer. Fastball
to left center field, deep towards the gap, and
he
dropped by Gordon. He had it in his glove and he dropped it, and the tying runs at second with nobody out. Inserted for defensive reasons. He and Kane were looking at one another, and Gordon reached out and juggled it. Should be the 3rd Kansas City error.
He ran a long way for this ball.
Could see them looking at one another, but it was shoulder high right there for Gordon, and he muffed it. Royals, the best defensive club in the American League, and if the Twins win this game, it will be because of the 3 errors. Jimenez will bat. Royals expecting a bunt. Outside, ball 1. Gordon, a Gold Glove winner, committing an error. Kane, a Gold Glove winner, committing an error. Perez, a Gold Glove winner behind the plate, committing an error here this afternoon. Jimenez in the air and foul. 1-1.
Just get it down, G. Not to bunt. Try to bunt for a hit right here. And to Gordon's defense, he ran a long way to even be able to make a play on that ball.
1-1. Half swing. Did he check? Yes. 2-1.
I don't think the first base umpire knows how to go like this.
Saving all his strikes for tomorrow's game wherever this crew goes. 2-1 to Jimenez. Fouled away. 2-2. Bauer in the game because Herrera left the game Friday without completing his save. Second time in a couple of weeks that Herrera's had forearm tightness. Goodrum on deck for the time being.
Just think about that. They gave him an arrow on a ball where he had to run a country mile to get to it, and he was running full speed.
Jimenez strikes out, 1 away. The inability to get the bunt down. A big factor. Now 1 out, and Adrianza will hit for the rookie Goodrum.
Disappearing slider right there from Mauer.
Adrianza 1 for 8 as a pinch hitter. Perez and Marr with a chat as Adrianza digs in. Goodrum had gone 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Foul. Sometime in the Tampa Bay series, the Twins will have Robbie Grossman, and if Grossman doesn't start a ball game, he'd be able to pinch hit. But Adrianza getting the call here rather than Vargas or Castro. It'd be unfair to put Castro in a spot like this, just off the concussion list. 1 strike to Adrianza, and now 2.
Another 99 miles an hour fastball, just reaching back and just letting it eat.
That's always been there. Mara's always had a tremendous arm. I first saw him when he was with the Mariners years ago. Oh, and 2. Twins haven't had a hit since Buxton's 2-run single in the 6th, yet they've had a couple of chances to score the tying run. A couple of 2-out walks in the 8th. Now the leadoff error in the 9th. Oh, 2 to Adrianza. After Adrianza, the lineup turns over with Dozier. Orioles again in extra innings beat the Blue Jays. Two and 2. And the Orioles right behind the Angels, who are right behind the Twins. Angels trailing 5-3 in the 6th.
With that second wild card now, you got teams that the scoreboard watching it the 1st of September already.
Now it's a full count. Didn't miss by much, if at all. Caught peculiarly by Perez.
He held it there and gave the umpire a good look at it. It was a ball.
3 and 2.
Make him throw a strike.
Little chip shot, short left field. Gordon coming in, and he slides and makes the catch 2 away. And that'll leave it to Brian Dozier. Little too much hang time off the bat of Adrianza.
Fastball from Mauer right there was able to kind of jam Adrianza just a little bit. Gordon came in and made a nice sliding catch. For the second out of this inning.
The 2 runs the Twins got in the 6th to take the lead were unearned runs. If they get any now, they'll be unearned runs.
Walk it off, Dozier. Walk it off.
First pitch, a fastball, strike 1. Fouled away, 0-2. And Mara gets ahead of Dozier quickly. Mara trying to get his first save for his new club after getting 20 for the Padres. Oh, 2 to Brian Dozier. Big pop. Merrifield coming in. And the Royals take 2 out of 3. And the Twins in their last 6 losses have had 5 1-run losses. And Kansas City's flickering playoff hopes are still alive with a series win here at Target Field. Anthony LaPanta, the Twins, with a 4-2 homestand, will take that winning homestand on the road after another tough one-run loss.
Yeah, the Twins outscore them in the series 27-12, but lose 2 out of 3, and they'll head on the road. We'll preview that road trip. We'll show you how the Twins were unable to take advantage of royal mistakes. We'll hear from Paul Molitor all next on Twins Live.